Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to learn about Git Hooks. So if you have never heard about Git Hooks before, don't worry, but you must know that a Git Hook is like a trigger. For example, whenever someone pushes to any branch, then a trigger is going to happen and then you can define what you want to do. So for example, whenever a developer pushes to your master branch, for example, you could trigger a script that is going to call your Maven job and trigger that new build for that yard, downloading the new code and all of that stuff. So that's basically what a Git hook does. It's nothing but a trigger when an event happens. In this case, we're going to be talking about push events, whenever someone pushes to a certain branch. So for this, we need to create that Git hook inside of the Git container. So if we do docker ps and then we go inside of the Git server and we do bash in here, let's go to var opt git love git data repositories, the group that we created and the repository that we created. So let's hit enter, and if we do an ls, you're going to find this structure which stands for the repository structure. So in here we're going to create a new directory which is going to be custom hooks, and we're going to change directory to that directory, and in here we're going to create the script that is going to be triggered anytime that someone pushes to this repository. So I will show you. I have the file already created here, and I'm pretty sure that you are already familiar with this. We're doing something pretty simple in here. We're saying if the branch is equals to master, then we're going to generate the crumb, and finally we're going to trigger the Maven job. Here I'm just gonna say Maven job. We're going to trigger the Maven job passing that crumb, the authentication that we created before, and remember that in here we should use Jenkins because it's going to be internal. It's not going to be Jenkins.local, but it's going to be the Jenkins name that we define in the Docker compose file. So it's pretty simple. Whenever a push occurs, this script is going to be triggered, and this is going to say, okay, if the branch is master, then generate a crumb and trigger the Maven job. That's simple. So let me copy this all, and we're going to go inside of the container in the custom hook directory, and we're going to create a post receive file. And in here we're gonna paste that content. Let me copy this again. Let me save this, and that's it. If you cut your file, then you're going to see exactly the same thing. If the branch equals to master, then generate a crumb and trigger the Maven job, right? And remember that the Maven job is actually going to download the code because we already configured that. So this is it. Let me give this executable permissions like change mode plus X, pause received. And now we go one level back, and if you take a look to the owner and the group of this, you can see that the root is the owner. So we need to change that to git and git. So let's do change owner, git, group git to the custom hooks directory recursively. Let's hit enter, and as you can see now we have the git as the owner and the git as the group. So that's pretty cool. Let's go out of this, and now you have created your Git hook. And whenever you push something to the master branch, that script that we created is going to be executed, and therefore your job is going to be triggered. So we're going to test that in the next lesson.